From Cullman, Alabama, Premier Bank presents Wake Up Cullman.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Jacob Murphy.
I'm Natalie Bonner.
Again, welcome to Wake Up Cullman. So this morning, we actually have some pretty interesting things to talk about. We've got a great show ahead of us, so I'm kind of excited for that. But why don't we just get back into it? We have a local celebrity here in Cullman.
We do.
And I'm very interested in her because I did not know she was from here until after I'd moved here.
We are actually talking about Morgan Smith Goodwin, and she is famously known as the Wendy's girl. She's the one that's in all of those national commercials that you see all the time on TV. She's actually from Cullman, and she has gotten a really cool new gig. She's going to be a series regular on NBC's revival of the ABC 1990s sitcom Coach. So that'll be a lot of fun to watch her in that coming up.
Now, to be completely honest, even though I was born in the 90s, do not know that show. And I normally pride myself on knowing these types of TV shows. And I've got nothing. I've never...
I haven't heard of it either, but I know if she's attached, it's got to be pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I'm just excited to see her do something out of commercials.
Yeah.
Because I know that I'm familiar with the fact that she has done other things, and I know that she's still very active in kids theater and stuff like that.
She actually comes back every year just about, or as much as she can, to help out with Missoula Children's Theater, which is one of those traveling agencies that puts on productions. And so she helps out a lot with that. And funny story, Morgan and I both went to Birmingham Southern, and she was my beginning acting TA for when I started out in acting, and it was just a lot of fun to have her. She was the best TA.
You need to pull some strings and get her on the show.
Well, she's been on the show before.
See?
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't seen her in a long time, but she's very talented, and we're pretty happy to hear about that.
I'm excited to see someone from the locale go out there and make a name for themselves. I mean, everyone needs to really pay attention. You might see somebody that starts making it pretty big someday.
I'm just going to leave you and go.
We'll have more than Channing Tatum here in Cullman. Alrighty, so another little brief thing that I told you I was going to mention is that one thing that we'd like to do is get you guys involved. And we were talking earlier about interesting children's names. Now, everyone's heard the jokes and the terrible, terrible jokes about some of the interesting things that people have been named last minute by their parents. And one of the things that we were wondering is if you as audience members have any interesting names that you think would make an appropriate child's name coming into the world as of now. So if you have anything interesting that you can think of, share it on our Facebook page because we'd love to hear from you. Give us a call. Just tell us some of the things that you guys come up with, and maybe sometime around Friday we'll tell you some of the interesting ones we found out.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, speaking of Facebook, if you haven't already done so, go and check out who our sponsor of the day is. Get on there so you can win the awesome prizes that we give out every day. You need to go and check them out. So let's take a look at what those prizes are for today. Alrighty, well, you can win a day pass for 6 to the Cullman Wellness and Aquatic Center. If you haven't ever been there, I totally recommend it for everyone who has family. And you can also win a large 5-topping pizza from Cullman's Pizza Hut. So definitely check that out as well. Love their pizza. They're always really good to us. And again, you can reach us by calling us at 256-734-7399. That's 256-734-7399. So again, check the Facebook page, find out who that sponsor of the day is, and call us and let us know.
And now it's time for our Facebook friend of the day. And our Facebook friend of the day is Tammy Traver Jones. And she will be receiving a free large barbecue sandwich from Mad Dog Mike's Famous Barbecue for being our friend on Facebook.
Love those barbecue sandwiches.
I know, they are wonderful.
They're so good. If you haven't had those yet, definitely stop by and see Mr. Mike out there. Give it a try. You'd enjoy it. All right.
Well, if y'all will just stay with us, we'll have Mr. Steve James with Kenya Relief here with us in just a second.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Moody. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
With classic bolognese behind you, there are racks of lamb ahead. There are tartlets to take on, and crazy knife skills to perfect. There is you and your muse, the appliance brand more chefs choose. Chefs choose KitchenAid for their homes more than any other brand. And when every machine does incredible things, there's so much more to make.
All right, everybody, and welcome back. We have Mr. Steve James with us, and he is the founder and president of Kenya Relief. Thank you for joining us today. I know you are just busy and running everywhere, so we appreciate you coming on the show today.
Yeah, well, it's important for me to be, it's my home, and it started here, and I love sharing the story and people here.
We are so excited to have you today. Can you tell us a little bit about how Kenya Relief got founded?
Yeah, well, I think I've told this so many times, but I think that it's important to repeat because, like I said, it did start here, and my daughter, my middle child, is what got me interested. And Brittany supported a child in Kenya for 3 years. Got her first job here at Dr. Short's office, and sent that money in, and became pen pals with Newton, a little boy in Kenya, and she was never able to meet him because we lost Brittany when she was 19. So that got me there, trying to find a way to get some meaning out of that loss.
So just her original approach has spawned this incredible organization that has just touched so many lives. It's incredible. Can you tell us, I know you have so many different areas of Kenya Relief, so can you tell us a little bit about each one?
Well, we have 3 primary sectors. Health, which, I'm an anesthesia provider. I actually retired 2 years ago, but that's been my interest. So we've created an outpatient surgery center because health issues, deficiencies, that's a major problem in Africa. That's one of the things that's so heartbreaking. So we have an outpatient surgery center, and we send 20 plus teams a year. They're medical surgical teams, and we're doing surgeries that are only done at major medical centers here in the U.S. We're doing them in our little outpatient center in the middle of a cow pasture.
Oh my gosh.
And we're doing it well. We're saving a lot of lives. We've seen at least 115,000 people since we started, and done more than 10,000 operations.
Truly incredible.
Yeah,
wow.
we do.
Large numbers considering, and have you found any difficulty in these kind of tasks, especially with the location?
Oh my gosh, every day is a difficulty. I mean, you can imagine traveling 8,000 miles and doing cataract surgery in an area where there's constant power outages, there's no technical support, there's, those kind of things. Yeah, every day is a challenge. You could have started off with a situation where you might have a cow sticking his head into the operating room, or lizards crawling across the ceiling, things like that. But you fast forward, and now today we're doing highly technical surgeries in a very good environment with very good equipment. Yeah. So yeah, it's a never-ending challenge.
Well, so that's your health sector. Can you talk to us a little bit more about the other 2?
Yeah, we have a school. We started an orphanage, Brittany's Home of Grace, about 10 years ago now, and with 10 children, and it grew quickly to 36. We filled our 2 rooms, and after that we bought some property. Today we have 60 acres of land, and we have a school, an orphanage with 168 total orphans. So, and vulnerable children. So we take the worst of the situations, and we could have 10,000 orphans, but we have 168 right now. We care for them completely. They have their own dormitories, dorm parents. We have social workers. We have cooks and guards, and full staff to care for those children. And Yeah, it's a very beautiful environment.
I bet. It sounds amazing. Where does all the funding come from to support all of these different efforts?
Well, we have individuals, most of my friends are doctors and nurses and some in business, and they've been very good. The majority of our money's come from those sources. Now we have had Rotary Club, Kiwanis Club, Lions Club all participate at some time or another in different ways, either drilling a well or helping with the eye program or something like that. We've applied for grants. We have a grant writer now, and so we're praying for some grants to come through to finish our. We've got a lot of needs. The thing I didn't mention a while ago, the third area that we work in is our school. It's called Canyon Relief Academy, and we started it. It was a dream a few years ago, and in 2 years we opened the doors. And
Wow.
we have 485 children now attending our school. So our orphans go to school with children from affluent families that pay to go to school. So it's an interesting, it's something I love because it's bringing people together. It's cutting down those barriers that separate people, like Canyon Relief is really good at economically and spiritually. And so the school has a waiting list of 300.
Oh, wow.
And interestingly, we're eating in a building called Witt's Place. It was actually named after Witt Warren, who used to go to Kenya with us. And it was designed for 100 students to eat. And now we have 485. And so right now we have a building campaign to build a new 500-seat multi-purpose building because we've outgrown Witt's Place. I guess this will be Witt's Place too.
Yeah.
But that's a big need that we have right now.
That is incredible, definitely. This really just allows all of these young people an opportunity they would not have had at all. So I'm sure that really speaks volumes to everyone involved.
Yeah, Sunday's paper had a really good article about it. It was written in a little different angle because it was they talked. I got interviews with 4 of the main children that we started with. Our first graduate, Nancy, and then Victor and Stancy, which is an interesting story, and Kevin. So it's their reflection on what it was like to be brought from a hopeless situation into now having interest in life and interest in leaving their own legacy.
Well, how did it feel when you got to meet Newton?
Well, it was wonderful. I think it was a top 10 moment in my life for sure. I wasn't really sure that he was, that I could touch him. I thought, you send that money in,
Yeah.
you don't know if it's really doing any good, and it was
Right.
so rewarding to sit with him, to embrace him, to meet his mother, and to see that, and actually go to their house and see Brittany's picture on their wall.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah. Today's her birthday, so it's a special day for me.
It's very special.
Mhm.
Very special. Well, if you guys will stick with us, we will be right back with more.
Oh yeah, hey look, that.
That's how fast the health information technology profession is projected to grow this decade. That's how much a health information technician can make in the first year. Who will you be? Be one of us and get in a Wallace state of mind.
Have you been online to see our brand new website? Go to mycullmantv.com. There you can find links to see a live stream, notes from today's shows. You can meet our sponsors and even meet us here at the station. But don't forget about that Meet the Sponsors link. There you can see advertisements from the sponsors that help keep us on the air. You can also click on the links to go to these sponsors' web pages. My Cullman Television. Let's discover Cullman together.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
And welcome back, and we're back again today with Mr. Steve James of Kenya Relief. Now, Mr. James, one of the things that I think we should really address here, and I know it's a main concern for a lot of people, is some of the stereotypes and the stigmas that this area gets. Yeah. During conversation earlier today, we were talking, and you'd mentioned things like when the Ebola crisis happened. You said that really affected you guys in terms of outreach and in terms of volunteer services. Do you mind explaining, how minuscule that kind of stuff is in comparison to?
Wow, I tell you, that was a difficulty because the whole thing was handled. It was blown out of proportion. When you look at the continent of Africa, you can put China, India, Europe, the United States, all within inside the borders of that large continent. So worrying about a problem that is in 3 tiny countries. It's like us worrying about, an outbreak in Anchorage, Alaska. And so it really hurt the efforts, humanitarian efforts. It's hard to recruit people for a long time because it wasn't reported properly. And it was a deadly disease taken very seriously by people in Africa, even in our own place where there's never been an incident of Ebola within any country around Kenya. The country was prepared, our place was prepared, so it was tragic because the poor really are the ones that got hurt from that.
And it wasn't just like it with the Ebola crisis. During, I can only imagine, the terrorism events that go on. Yeah. It's fears that people group Africa all in together when it's actually very isolated sections of Africa that have these incidents occur that affect the entire country because of widespread panic, I assume.
Yeah. Well, many people, if there's a ship that sinks off the coast of Nigeria, they worry, are you okay in Kenya? I mean, it's really a little bit of ignorance, about the world. And, within the country of Kenya, it's as large as the state of Kentucky. There's 40 million people. They have hundreds of thousands of visitors every year. And yes, there have been terrible incidents. Editorial from one of the Nairobi papers had some things about, isn't that you come from the same country that has all those school shootings and this and that? So,
oh, yeah.
I mean, there's danger anywhere you go. I was in Detroit yesterday, there's parts of Detroit that you don't go to.
Oh, they just say don't drive through it. So.
When we take teams to Kenya, we take 20 teams a year, we don't do anything foolish. We go where we're supposed to. I've taken more than 3,000 people, and we have our own security team. We take every precaution to make, and all the incidents that are reported are near Somalia or in Nairobi, and we're at the opposite end of the country. We're 8 hours from anything that's ever happened. So
I mean, it's the precautions have been made to make this safe, because again, it's not about going in and risking your life. It's about going in and changing lives, right. And that is what the organization is based for.
Yeah.
So, in audience members, if in the off chance that you did have any fears and concerns, they are well, and rest assured, you do not have to worry about that kind of stuff, right. At least not in this time period. Right. Now, is there anything that people can do to help you guys as organization, whether it be volunteer work or just donations? Is there any way that they can?
Well, certainly. I tell you, at the core of what we do are our children. So child sponsorship, even at your church, Mother's Day before last, we did a presentation at several churches, and we have 168 children, and they need sponsors. And a sponsorship is $75 a month, and 100 people in Cullman or in Alabama, I think, sponsor children. So that's a very rewarding experience. Cindy will be on the show tomorrow, and she'll show the video. So that's an interesting thing to come to watch tomorrow and to learn about that opportunity. And then we have teams, so we send more than 20 teams every year, And they're not all medical surgical teams. We have a vacation Bible school team, and the team leader is actually from Cullman. She works in our office, Dusty Stanley. Then we have a construction group, and so there's a lot of opportunities. You know, you can't run a hospital, an orphanage, and a clinic without electricians, without plumbers, without carpenters, without IT professionals. You know, those kind of things that we're developing. I'd like to see more non-medical surgical people on our teams. So there's and then there's, you know, we have a fundraising campaign right now to build a new cafeteria. And like I say, 100 is, that building was designed for 100. So there's opportunities to leave a legacy, do contribution. There's a lot of things.
Because I can only imagine, you know, these things that people can do now can trickle down for years and really change the lives of an entire community, because there's no telling what you guys' organization is going to do for that area for generations to come. I mean, whether it be just one person educated in the correct way, that goes on for their entire family, and you never know. I mean, the Kenya might become the place that we all know it can be within the next 50, 60 years. I mean, it's really impressive to see how much change has already been made through you guys' organization. So that's something to be proud of within itself.
Yeah.
So with these things that you have going on, again, you're asking people to volunteer for skills that they might already have. It's not hard. You guys do writing letters to people to ask for fundraising for individuals. How long are these trips?
They're standardized, very structured, and safe. But they're 11 days. You leave on a Wednesday or a Thursday, depending on what your team is doing. So you miss 7 or 8 work days during the week, and then you return on a Sunday. And you pay for your trip. It's an expensive trip, but going to Africa itself, just the tickets can be $1,400 to $1,900. And then we take everybody on safari at the end of the trip. So you get a 2-day world-class safari. I'm talking about the best safari you can buy in the world. We do that kind of safari. So it's $1,700 depending on the day, maybe it's $1,750 in addition to your ticket. And then you have to have some vaccinations.
Sir. Now, so with that being cost, are those the only expenses? Is just travel expense? Is everything else covered in that?
Everything is covered. You just sign up to go. We make it easy. We've got professional people that, you know, have dealt with thousands of team members, and we make it as simple as possible. You register online. We provide you with a lot of information, a packet of information, and then you have an experienced team leader that has been to Kenya before, experienced drivers that pick you up at the airport and stay with you until they drop you off at the airport.
Yes,
and then we have missionaries there. We have 4 to 8 missionaries, Americans, that are there on the ground all the time. They're our host group.
Yes, sir. And again, these teams are, you know, you have 20 teams?
We have 23 scheduled for next year.
Oh, wow.
And how many team members are on each team?
Full team is 24.
24.
And we have many teams that are full with a waiting list. Like our Detroit teams, we have 6 out of Michigan. It's hard to get on one of those teams.
I know we were talking earlier, and we described you as a visionary, and you agreed, and you said that the difference about Kenya Relief is that it's inclusive and diverse. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I'm so glad you asked that. You talked about future leaders. You know, education is the key to the future of any human being and the spiritual condition that they're in. And we are a faith-based group. We haven't talked about that much. But to me, what we've identified are the things that are destroying mankind and destroying the country of Africa especially, and that's the divisions that keep them from working together. And that's what Kenya Relief is very good at. That's what we've taken a strong stand on, is that every human being on this earth has a value and importance, and we want to treat them that way, whether they're from this tribe or that tribe, whether they go to church only on Saturday or whether they don't have instruments in church. All the differences in denominations that separate people, and all the things, the economic differences, we're trying to lead people by example that those things don't matter. Not when it comes to, you know, addressing the problems that are like leaving mothers, you know, with no way to care for their children, people going home with diseases that could be corrected. It's just time. You know, I heard Kay Warren one time say that, you know, people should start focusing on the things that they agree upon and not the things they disagree upon. And Kenya Relief is I'm so glad you asked that, because that's what I think my daughter would be most happy about.
Yeah, definitely. There's an old saying too that you don't have to agree, you just have to understand. And so that's another kind of philosophy effect for that whole situation.
It's a very good principle to follow,
Yeah.
just in the sense of, especially when it comes to outreaching people.
Yeah.
You have to understand their background before you can expect them to do something. So it's nice to see the, I would say, open arms policy to anyone
Yeah.
that comes through, regardless of background, and that's very important.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Steve, you do have a T-shirt, and this is something that you've stated that people can come by the office and get.
Yeah,
do you mind?
we've never sold them before. These are for team members, but we can. We're in Vinemont.
Yes, sir.
I guess we should make a little money on these if we're selling them. I think we could sell them for $20.
All right.
Yeah.
But we have love and hope and care and heal on our T-shirts. And it's all about leaving your mark in the world. That's what this is about.
I love that, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, these are normally just given to team members, but they are available if
They
you have no
are
order.
today.
Yes, sir.
I guess that's something we should do, but that's a good opportunity to stop by our office.
Yeah, and get more
Becky
information.
Richardson is there every day. I'm there half the time. And then Dusty Stanley's there. So it's in Vinemont, right past Dr. Lee's. And we've got all kind of cool Africa stuff in there. And if you want to learn more about Can You Relief, you can go to our website, canyouRelief.org. Or you can watch a great show that Cindy's going to do tomorrow. She's a fabulous interview. She's full of life. She was just in Kenya. She's one of our board members. So Cindy's a nurse practitioner that will be here tomorrow.
Okay.
We're
Well, that's
excited to
great.
talk.
I'm not going to miss it.
I
So,
hope
is there any
nobody
other?
misses it.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there any other contact information people could reach you or your
Well,
organization?
everything is on our website. If you go to canyouRelief.org, you'll find everything you need to know. And my email's on there. If you have some questions about maybe how your organization could get involved, I don't think you can find anywhere in the world that you get as most bang for your buck.
Yeah.
We have a low overhead, and we're there, and we have people there all the time checking on things. It's a good place to get involved if you want some purpose in your life.
Yes, sir.
That's incredible.
Mr. Steve, we absolutely appreciate you coming on. We love the organization. We're very proud to call it, local to us, and we appreciate everything that you guys do. We would hope to have you back on the show at some point, maybe to go a little bit more in depth about what the organization stands for. And we are looking forward to the interview with Ms. Kathy tomorrow. So if you guys at home will stay for just a moment, we'll be right back.
Fire, accident, storm. They all happen in Cullman County, and for 3 generations, Night Free Insurance has been there for you. Continuing today with Elliott and Westcott Free, customizing your life, home, auto, and business insurance with companies like Auto Owners, State Auto, and Southern Guarantee. Call Westcott, Elliott, Judy, Tina, Angie, or Nelda. Night Free Insurance, where people are the difference.
Hi, I'm Jay Mullins with Premier Bank.
And I'm Jacob Mullins.
For more than 26 years, we've been providing friendly personal banking services to the citizens of Cullman and surrounding counties. We continue to provide new and improved services to our customers, and we even have a new look. So come by and see us at any of our 9 convenient locations. And remember, the same friendly personal service, and we're open on Saturdays.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
And welcome back. So, we've been talking about different things, and in the spirit of giving, since we just came off that topic, I think it's time that we give a hint to the viewers about something that they could potentially win today which is some prizes. So if you haven't already checked out our Facebook page today, you should definitely go and check out what our sponsor of the day is, because if you check out who the sponsor of the day is and nobody's called in yet, you can give us a call and definitely win some awesome prizes that we've already gone over today. So let's let me go ahead and just to tease you a little bit with the hint for the day, and maybe this will get you a foot in the door to win these prizes. So your hint for today is which one of our advertisers, and if you do not know this, I'm going to be very upset with you. I'm watching you. Which one of our advertisers is located within the Berlin Quick Stop? You should know this because he's a wonderful guy and he gives out some awesome stuff. So definitely call us in, and again, that's 256-734-7399. Definitely give us a call. Tell us who that sponsor of the day is, because we want to hear from you.
Definitely call. Yes.
Well, in other news today, we've got some pretty cool stuff going on all over the world. So we'll get the bad one out of the way first. There is gunfire in Ferguson 1 year after Michael Brown's death. Now, we all know about the situation that happened with Mr. Michael Brown. It was a very pressing time in America at that point.
Yes. 1 year after Michael Brown was shot and killed by a police officer in Ferguson, Missouri, a peaceful vigil turns ugly. Late Sunday, protesters in Ferguson began throwing rocks and bottles at police officers, and gunshots eventually began to fly. Police critically injured a man who they say fired at them. The man in his early 20s had surgery on Monday. There was quite a few other different things, but attendants of the vigil observed 4.5 minutes of silence at various times throughout the day to signify the 4.5 hours that Brown's body lay on the ground after he was shot and killed last year.
Yeah, this is one of those many incidences in our history that I'm kind of sad to say that we've had to take a part of. Everything that's come out with this has just been very ugly.
It's just been a lot of rioting and a lot of lasting effect of that unfortunate situation, and the riots themselves are scary, and a lot of people that are connected to this kind of issue, obviously as an outsider you can see several other ways of handling such a situation, but for them they feel that rioting helps to prove their point or to somehow support their purpose. I'm not sure.
And with all things upsetting, understandably people are angry. Mm-hmm. People want to vent their frustrations and their misunderstandings and their fear on something. As a person, obviously from the outside, as you stated, there are tons of different ways to handle this.
Right.
I'm sure that if I was there, I would equally be upset about everything that's going on. So we can hope for the best. We can hope that this comes to a quick and peaceful resolution, hopefully, because nobody else needs to get hurt from this.
And it's had a lasting effect, but luckily the police, they were able to clear the area with smoke bombs, and the night continued to be tense after the shooting and the several different incidents that erupted after that.
All right. Well, in a lighter news, because we always like to bring some somberness back with happy, Jennifer Lawrence did visit a children's hospital. Now, everyone knows who Jennifer Lawrence is by this point. She was a relatively unknown actress that exploded onto the scene, and she's got a lot of fans. Yeah,
she's in Canada. She's filming a movie, and she went to the Shriners Hospital for Children in Canada, and just spent some time with them. A lot of people love Jennifer Lawrence because she's just really laid back and truly genuine. I remember I watched an interview with her. She was being interviewed by one of the late night hosts, and she just said, "I'm just really cold," and they brought her out a blanket, and she sat there for the rest of the interview, like cuddled up with her blanket interviewing. And I mean, obviously you'd never see any other celebrity do that. She's just very funny, very original, and very true to herself, and her intentions are very genuine. So I think that's great that she took time out of her schedule to go visit.
Absolutely. Just another class act that comes out and does everything she does to the top of her performance, and then turns around and gives it right back to the people that support her. So again, and the few celebrities that we should idolize, I feel like we should take the light off of some and put it onto more. In her
definitely.
standing.
No more Kanye.
Don't say that. We all know that Kanye is
I like Kanye, but yeah, he's definitely full of himself. But in other news, as we mentioned yesterday on the show,
something we've touched on before.
Cullman County road conditions. So
again, it's still bad news for Cullman County roads. Cullman County is renowned for having the poor conditions of its county roads. Now as cost to maintain the road rise, available funding is indeed still going down. County Engineer John Lang said our current budget isn't adequate to take care of all of our road deficiencies. We can only afford to do 7% of the paving we need to do every year just to keep up with the life of roads.
You know, Alabama allocates that revenue by county population, so counties that are more densely populated, get much more state funding than Cullman County.
Right. Surrounding counties even have more of a budget than we do just because of the denser population. We have a lot of square mileage and not enough people to fill it. So, if you have any neighbors or anything you want to invite in, that might help the system, or it might just make it worse depending on how often they drive. This is one of those things that somewhere down the line something has to be done because these county roads affect everyone. Whether or not they realize it or not, these start to spill into towns and,
right.
If you're driving through a crater field every time you try to go home, that ruins the life of vehicles.
Right, and that's always, on the top of a lot of local officials running for office or anything like that. That's always on their to-do list. And knowing that, knowing that their interest, they have the best interest at heart is great, but we also, it's still,
Well, being realistic is hard, and it's hard to impress people with the facts. You have to make the promises, and it's nothing against the people that have made promises in the past to fix it, because it's not an easy fix. Obviously, with the system the way it is, there won't be any amendments made to it anytime soon to help with that. So, again, that's another one of those that hopefully someone will be able to sit down and budget something out one day that will really get some forward motion towards these roads, and we'll have something taken care of within the next couple of years. Yeah. Hopefully before my car decides to croak on me. Alrighty, well, now is the point of the show where I get to do my favorite thing, and as everyone knows, that is talk about the weather. And again, the weather is brought to you today by Mitch Smith Chevrolet, so make the switch to Mitch. Alrighty, so the average high today is looking about 91 with a low of 70. Record high was set in 1947 at 103 degrees, and the record low was set in 1950 at 55. Sunset tonight's going to be about 8:05, with sunrise tomorrow at 5:36. So see, we're starting to fall into those fall days where they get a little longer.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we've got some pop-up showers, and it looks like central Alabama today. Not near as bad as it was yesterday evening, although those showers went by a lot quicker than I thought they would go. So again, we are looking at some pop-up showers. Keep it kind of cloudy today, kind of cold. We're looking today at majority high of 88 with those cloud coverage, with the chance of precipitation probably looking 40-50% chance of rain today. Tonight we're looking at lows in the 60s with 20% chance of rain. And tomorrow we're looking at a high of about 86 again with 20% chance of rain. So cloud coverage again throughout most of this week, just because we got those cold fronts coming in from up north. Because of course, all they want to bring us is more rain. And again, we're looking at mid to high 80s, low 90s towards the end of the week. And we're looking at the 60s throughout the night. So we're getting a little cooler, so there's starting to get time for that weather where you start bundling and get the fires going. So definitely look out. Again, small chances of rain throughout the week, except for the next couple of days. We're looking at a little higher chance of rain there. So definitely keep warm, definitely keep dry, and pack the necessary things to keep yourself safe. With all these scattered thunderstorms, we've had power outages and stuff, so definitely make sure that you're stocked up on your dry goods, and because you never know. With as many storms as this area has had, we've had people without power for a couple of days.
This is true.
So definitely keep yourself safe. Nobody needs to get hurt. Well, if you will join us in just a moment, we will be right back.
Local Auto Owners Independent Agency. We are dedicated to assisting you in your time of need. We live and work right in your community, and we're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Fortunately, emergencies don't happen every day, but when they do, we're here to personally see you through. For life, home, car, and business insurance, call us, your local independent auto owners agent today.
That's how many registered nurses the national job market will need in this decade. Will you be one of them? Across the country, that's the median annual pay for RNs. Be one of us and get in a Wallace state of mind.
Have you been online to see our brand new website? Go to mycullmantv.com. There you can find links to see a live stream, notes from today's shows. You can meet our sponsors and even meet us here at the station. But don't forget about that Meet the Sponsors link. There you can see advertisements from the sponsors that help keep us on the air. You can also click on the links to go to these sponsors' web pages. My Cullman Television. Let's discover Cullman together.
And we are back with community billboards. Brought to you by Pepsi. And the BBB Shred Day is going to be Wednesday, August 12th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the King Edward Plaza. You can drop off your sensitive documents, old hard drives, and electronics, and old prescription drugs. Don't forget those non-perishable dry boxed or canned food items that you can donate to Cullman Caring for Kids.
And remember to turn there for savings with discounts up to 40% with Miss Catherine Morgan State Farm. Again, you can contact her at 256-734-4640. Definitely give her a call and try to find out what kind of savings you could have to protect your family, your home, and your car.
And there will be a book signing Wednesday, August 12th from 4 to 6 p.m. at Deb's Bookstore. And, of course, that book is Of Goats and Governors, 6 Decades of Colorful Alabama Political Stories, with the author being Steve Flowers.
And there will be a cookbook fundraiser, and continues to be a cookbook fundraiser, brought to you by the Women of Faith Group, Garden City Church of God. These are $12.50 each, and these proceeds do benefit the church's food bank. So definitely call Miss Rhonda Davis or Miss Patsy Kennedy for more information on those.
And if you have a community billboard, please let us know, and you can visit us online at mycullmantv.com or send us an email at mycullmantv@gmail.com or give us a call at 256-734-7399. And please like us on Facebook at My Cullman Television. And again, we are sponsored by Pepsi. And wishing you a happy birthday today, Sharon Drake. And don't forget that weekly winner will receive an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen. And our weekly anniversary winner will receive a $15 gift certificate from the Candle Garden. So y'all get online and send us your birthdays and your anniversaries for a chance to win.
And if you couldn't already tell, today's sponsor of the day was indeed Mad Dog Mike's Famous Barbecue. These are featuring the $15.99 Family Barbecue Pack, which is a pound of meat, $2.16 outside, and 4 buns. And if you didn't notice, that's also what you can win with us, so a $15.99 value for free, so definitely start checking us out. This is, again, located inside the Berlin Quick Stop. Now, again, speaking of Facebook, check us out, like us, follow us. We want to figure out what's going on with you guys. We want to know what the community is doing so that we can report it to you guys. We want to know so that we can help you, help us help you. Yeah. Think about that one. So,
is that our new tagline? Help us help you.
I mean, we are interested, though. I mean, there's some things that we might have missed in the community that, I mean, you guys are going to hear before we do, so we want to know what you guys want to know about. Besides, if there's anything, that you like about the show or don't like about the show, we're interested to know.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. Well, we have a great guest tomorrow as well.
Again, continuing with the Kenya Relief Foundation, the organization there, we are getting another representative, Ms. Kathy.
Miss Cindy Hawkins.
Cindy, I said Kathy, I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
I always do that.
Miss Cindy is going to be with us. She's going to be giving us a lot more information as well as what Steve has already covered today. So we are excited to learn more about this. Having this enormous organization right here in our backyard is pretty impressive.
And strangely enough, not a lot of people are educated on it, and especially for the size of this organization, it's kind of shocking. So we are glad to be able to shine a light on something as great as that within our community.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, so I mean, do you think good day today?
I think it's going to be a great day.
I think it is too. I think it is going to be a little wet. You guys keep me in your thoughts. I got a bit of traveling to do today, but you'll see me in the morning. So, all right. Well, I'm Jacob Murphy.
I'm Natalie Bonner.
And again, everyone here at My Cullman Television hopes you have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
comes out. Just remember when you're standing there and nobody sees and nobody cares. Dawn before the dawn.
Using Chick-fil-A.